And now joining me on WION Newsroom, Adya Juneja, who will get us all the insights in the world of business. Miraj Shah giving us the best from the tech world. And Atira Sasidharan, who will get us all the updates from the world of sports. And we begin by going over to Adya for the market updates first.
Well, thank you, Deeksha. Asian shares are easing ahead of the much-anticipated Fed announcement. But what's really shining are the commodities. Silver especially is on a tear. The white metal surged past $61 an ounce, extending a rally that's now more than doubled the prices this year, far outpacing gold. Momentum traders are driving the surge, betting on a Fed quarter-point rate cut while supply remains tight after October's historic squeeze. Borrowing rates stay elevated. Chinese stockpiles are at decade lows and ETF inflows just hit their highest since the month of July. Analysts say logic argues for a correction, but sentiment says the opposite, with some traders calling for $100 silver. Moving on, China's latest inflation numbers are sending fresh alarm bells. The country's consumer inflation hit a 21-month high at 0.7%, driven by a rebound in food prices, but the headline masks deeper strain. Core inflation stayed muted while the monthly CPI actually dipped. Analysts warned remain weak, the demand actually, with manufacturers still cutting prices to clear excess supply. Policymakers are now signaling a proactive 2026 stimulus push, with ING expecting at least 20 basis points of rate cuts early next year. And the slowdown is reshaping strategy for global and domestic brands operating inside China. International and Chinese consumers' brands are bracing for another year of price-led competition as deflation keeps shopper cautious. FMCG prices dropped 2.4% this year, but cheaper goods lifted volumes of 3.8%, pushing spendings up. Growth is strongest in Tier 3 to Tier 5 cities, where brands are expanding through snack stores and community supermarkets. Analysts say consumers are becoming more deliberate on value and convenience. This is forcing brands to prioritize affordability, move faster on lower-tier expansion, and innovate through retail partnerships. And finally, European companies are sounding the alarm over deepening dependencies on China as Brussels pushes a plan to diversify critical supply chains. The EU chamber says Chinese industrial policies and preferred treatment for local firms are eroding foreign confidence. The yuan's estimated 40% undervaluation and China's record $1 trillion trade surplus are also fueling friction. French President Emmanuel Macron has warned Beijing that Europe may impose US-style punitive tariffs next year if imbalances persist. Amid rising geopolitical tensions, companies are being urged to reduce single-country reliance, whether on China or the United States. That's a wrap from the world of business. Now for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Miraj.
Thank you, Adya. Now, Australia has become the first country to ban social media for children under 16, blocking access to platforms including TikTok, YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. Social media platforms were asked to comply with an order to block accounts of under 16-year-olds by December the 10th, or face fines of up to $33 million. Now, not surprisingly, the new law has drawn criticism from major technology companies, but has largely been welcomed by parents and child advocates. The ban covers 10 major social media platforms right now, but the government has clarified that the list will update as new products emerge and young users switch to alternatives. Now, Accenture and Anthropic have announced an expansion of their partnership through a new business group where around 30,000 of the consulting giant's employees will be trained on the AI startup's Claude model. The tie-up is an example of how enterprises across industries are trying to upskill their workforce on artificial intelligence in a bid to boost productivity, streamline operations, and stay competitive. Accenture has signed a similar deal with OpenAI just last week to employees on ChatGPT Enterprise to integrate the technology into their workflow. Finally, the Wikimedia Foundation, the operator of Wikipedia, on Tuesday named Bernadette Meehan as its chief executive officer, tapping an administrator with deep policy expertise and federal government experience to lead the online encyclopedia. Now, Meehan, who most recently served as the US ambassador to Chile from 2022 to 2025, takes the helm at a critical time for the non-profit, as the rise of artificial intelligence chatbots reshapes how information is accessed online. Elon Musk has already famously launched Grokkipedia, an AI-powered rival to Wikipedia. That's about all we have for you from tech. Now for sports, it's over to Athira.
Thank you so much, Miraj. Now let's look at the top sports stories we're tracking for you at this hour. We'll begin with football first. Liverpool have proved that they can still grind out European results without Mohamed Salah. Arne Slot's side secured a 1-0 win over Inter Milan. Midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai scored an 88th-minute penalty to seal the win for the Reds. Notably, it was Liverpool's first away win in the Champions League without Salah since 2009. Salah was excluded from the squad after he claimed that the club had thrown him under the bus and that his relationship with Arne Slot had broken down. Staying with football, Inter Miami captain Lionel Messi has been named as the 2025 MLS Most Valuable Player award. The 38-year-old is the first player in the league history to win the award in 2 consecutive seasons. Last week, Messi made 2 assists to help his side beat Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1 to win the MLS Cup for the first time. Messi also won the league's Gold Boot Award, which is awarded to the top scorer of the league. The 8-time Ballon d'Or winner netted 29 goals in the 2025 regular season. Over in tennis now, world number 1 Arina Sabalenka has spoken about the participation of the transgender athletes in the women's sport. The 27-year-old said it would be unfair for women to face biological men in professional tennis. The WTA Tour's gender participation policy currently permits transgender women to compete. They may participate if they have been identified as female for the last 4 years, lowered their testosterone levels, and agreed to require testing procedures. 4-time Grand Slam champion made these comments during an interview with Piers Morgan ahead of the Battle of the Sexes clash with Nick Kyrgios on December 28th. Well, with that, we have come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Diksha.
Thank you so much, Athira, Miraj and Adya for getting us all those updates from the world of tech, business and sports.